Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode number 635. Welcome to Thursday. What is Beckett doing? That's what we're going to talk about today. I've got some great thoughts. Well, I think they're great. I have some thoughts. We've got a full chat already. Jenny, good morning. John, what is up? Already with the like button. I like it. Dan says if CSG won the Mint Collective, then Beckett has won the National. Yeah, we're going to dive into Beckett and what's going on at the National. Victor, good morning. Uncle Rich. Herman is in the house. Turkey cards. Paul Carl is early instead of late. Good to have you on at the beginning. Zach and Porter, good morning. Jenny says, I looked away for 30 seconds and whoa, the chat blew up. And there's Mark Hoyle. Good morning. Good evening to George. Just got done with a shower. I was exercising and sweaty. Thank you for the life update, George. So, I no longer will have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood. Got the water bill yesterday. $188 for the water bill. I was advised to chill out with the sprinklers and the lawn. Hey, the lawn looks great. Not only is it the greenest in the neighborhood, we have the highest water bill in the neighborhood. So Frank may have the greenest lawn when it's all said and done. We'll see. So begins the series of Bo stealing Frank's sprinkler. Hey, there you go. I don't know where his water hookup is. See, he has in-ground sprinklers. He's got the advantage. I have to have hoses and sprinklers. Frank's got him in ground. But I don't know where his spigot. I'll go hook my hose up to his spigot. Let's see. Paul says $188. That's only like 90 cards worth. Not bad, right? When you move to DFW, we have drought situations. So I shudder what my next water bill will be. Ooh, yeah. I think our average water bill is like $40 bucks. So 188 is like, oh, too much sprinkler time. Let's see. Rich has working sprinkler. Mark says my water bill is always high. Wife runs a hair salon out of the back of the house. Use it as a write-off. There you go. Let's see. Cards and water don't mix, so I don't know how I could. How can I get this water bill as a tax write-off? John says, "Do you have sprinkler envy?" I do. Yeah, and so basically, when we built this house, we were slightly over budget. So it came down to either I had the option of an in-ground sprinkler or a basement bathroom. And let me tell you, I made the right choice. Basement bathroom for the win. So that was the option. It was an either or situation. I get a basement bathroom or in-ground sprinklers. Bathroom wins. And let's see. Rich says, open a small office in your basement where it's by invitation only. Jenny says you can do the water bill as a tax write-off. You just might want to have a backup plan for going to prison for IRS issues. Yeah, I don't know. I have a good accountant, but I don't know if he could get the water bill as a tax write-off. Card Hobbyist, what's up? Good morning. Teabag, good morning to you. What a name. He says, who cares? They suck. Thanks for the insight. There's you right off. There's your write-off. Then Low Roller, what's up? Did you buy a Mega Millions ticket yet? Nope, I don't. I don't play the lottery. I don't do the lottery. Let's see. Does your wife or family play the lottery? No, my wife doesn't play the lottery. I don't think my family does. Johnny Boy Cards, good morning. It's a home office, so you should be able to write off a percentage, I assume. Got to have a bathroom at work. You know what? Now that I think of it, maybe, yeah, it's probably a percentage. I don't know. I just he does all that stuff. And I just, here's the numbers. Let's see. Rich says when it gets this high, I do play the lottery. PSA and SGC only for me from Chicago myself. Very cool. I can no longer say I've never graded a card because now I have. I submitted for the very first time ever. I submitted 5 cards to SGC. I have the hat. I don't think I have it down here with me, but I have the hat. I love the hat. I love SGC slabs. So I finally took the plunge, submitted 5 cards to SGC this past weekend. So basically, they're part of the Cubs collection, and strictly for my own PC. And I just basically wanted them slabbed for authentication purposes since they're pre-war tobacco cards. So let's see. Buy 1 ticket, Bo, and daydream of a millionaire's wall of Bowman U. Let's see. He's a White Sox fan. Stud Boy Sports Cards. Good morning. Mark says, my experience, home office, a percentage for sure. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like home office, in fact, part of the mortgage, percentage of the square footage of the house. I actually use, my accountant's like, okay, you can use a percentage of your mortgage based on what spaces you use as workspace in your house. Well, I take up a lot of 3 million cards takes up a lot of space. So I use up most of the basement. And so when I submitted the dimensions, he's like, okay, not that much. We're not going to be able to write off that much. Let's see, banks. So what I submitted to SGC were 3 Joe Tinkers. Was a T205 gold border Joe Tinker. Let's see, what was the other one? Cracker Jack, 1915 Cracker Jack Joe Tinker, and a T206. The other 2 were an Ed Rulebach. I think it was Ed Rulebach T205 gold border, and a T202 of James Archer and Ed Rulebach. So those were the 5 Cubs cards I submitted to SGC. Let's see. George says you'll enjoy it. SGC does a solid job at a solid price, and I use my friends at 5-star submissions. That they'll be at the next Madison Card Show, which is coming up on Saturday, August 27th. Speaking of the Madison Card Show, Saturday, August 27th on John Nolan Drive at the Sheraton Hotel. I'm going to say marketing works, so I slip in a Madison Card Show. Anybody that buys from my eBay store that's, basically within the Midwest, I will slip in the Madison Card Show business card. Has the schedule for all of the shows this year, my information, the website, all that. Actually got an email yesterday, and I've had a few people from within Wisconsin that, have said, yeah, I bought something from you on eBay. I had somebody email me yesterday. They got one of my business cards. They live in Michigan and wanted to confirm the show date for August 27th because they're going to make the trip to Madison from Michigan to come out to the card show. So marketing works. I also put a Facebook ad up, and I love Facebook ads, and I utilize Facebook ads a lot with the Madison Card Show posts. So I did a Facebook ad for the Saturday, August 27th show. And I utilized all of the, tops, target people who like Tops, Panini, Fanatics, baseball cards, collectibles, all that. And usually I also set it up by region. So usually every month I'll just do the whole state of Wisconsin, usually all of Minnesota, Northern Illinois, Central to Northern Illinois, Eastern Iowa, and Northwest Indiana. That's kind of my regional, because I figure those people will, make the drive. Well, this week I'm running an ad, but it's only targeted for Atlantic City, New Jersey. Where are collectors convening all in one city? Atlantic City. So the Madison Card Show ad for August 27th, running a few days this week, targeting Atlantic City, New Jersey. Let's see. Where are we at here? Rich says, speaking of slabs, what is this confusion about the quote new Beckett slabs? That's what we're going to get into today. Are they new or are they not new? At any rate, whether or not they are new or not, people are talking about Beckett again. Low Roller Scratcher says, first time you will be playing lottery again. It's freaking $1 billion jackpot. Since you said you will never grade a card. No, I never said I've always said I will submit a card. In fact, I think I brought the box out yesterday. I have a box of cards that I'm going to submit. Like, I'm not going to submit them all at once, but I've been building these cards to submit to SGC for 2 years. So I will continue to submit cards to SGC. I'm never going to say never to playing the lottery, but I don't have any intention. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the lottery. It's a waste of money, first off, in my opinion. Secondly, everybody's playing the lottery because it's $1 billion, which it's already, you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning than winning the lottery. And then when it's $1 billion, there's even more people. You know, I'd like to know what the odds are of winning this jackpot. I bet the odds are better of getting struck by lightning 4 times than winning this jackpot. And that's just throwing money away. That's just throwing money away. But that's me, in my opinion. Let's see. Zach says, low roller, you can't lose if you don't play. Am I right? Zach's on his way right now to Quick Trip to buy a lottery ticket. You should write off the internet and electricity bills. That is done. Let's see. Teabag asks, am I going to do more? I do. I have a whole box of like vintage and pre-war. I've got all my Ernie Banks run. That's probably going to be, I'll probably just do 5 at a time. I wanted to do 5 to start I've never done it before. So let's just, start low. So I may do 5 of my early Ernie Banks cards, the rookie, because my rookie is raw, 55 tops in Bowman, 56 tops, 57 tops, do those. And then go back to some of my tobacco. I still have some raw tobacco cards. Let's see. So probably, yeah, if I like the experience this first go around, I'll probably next month, the August 27th, drop off another 5. Let's see. Mark is at the Chicago airport on my way to Massachusetts. What did I miss? Not much. Just lottery talk and my water bill. That's all you missed so far. Lottery talk and my water bill. Low Roller says, if you don't play, you can't win $1 billion. That is true. So Low Roller, if you win $1 billion, I'll ask for a loan to pay my water bill. Vintage cards look amazing in SGC. I agree, especially the tobacco cards. There's nothing, and I've talked about this before. I think I commented on somebody's video recently. I will pay a premium for SGC over PSA when it comes to a pre-war tobacco card. If there's a Joe Tinker in a showcase in a PSA 1, and I don't know what's the cross. Let's just say they're equals in number grade. Say all things equal, SGC 1 and PSA 1 are the same thing. Hell, a PSA 2. If there's a PSA 2 Joe Tinker and an SGC 1 Joe Tinker, I'll pay more for that SGC. Not like $100 more, but I'll pay I'll pay an extra $20, $50 for that SGC slab, even if the PSA is in a higher grade, a slightly higher grade. Now, if it's like a PSA 4 and an SGC 1, I'm not going to pay a premium. But all things being equal, I'll pay a premium for that SGC slab because they look so much better. I've got some PSA slabs of tobacco cards, and it's just like, because it's just clear plastic. But that SGC, that black background, makes all the difference in the world. Dan says, where are we at? Dan says, land that coffee sponsorship and then the water might be a business expense. Hey, there you go. I've got to have coffee to get through my day. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're starting to put the puzzle together. How can I write off this water bill? George says, I've got to get the rest of my T206 and T205s to SGC before they turn to dust. They're a bit crusty. I've got a Grover Cleveland Alexander that's just, I think it's a strip cart, and it's just beat to heck. I should probably submit that because it looks like it's about to fall to dust. That should probably be in my next submission. Rich says, since we work cheaper than Bo, I just did a Facebook event page that works. Work within your budget. Work within your budget. But I will say, if you're looking, and I know Rich is in a different situation, but if you're looking to grow, and talking card shows here, if you're looking to grow it bigger and bigger, definitely put some money into it for advertising and marketing. It will definitely work. I mean, without the Facebook advertising, the Madison Card Show would not be 125 tables. Just there's no way. It would not have grown the way it has without Facebook ads. Jenny says, I challenge you today to do one task, put a Craigslist ad up with Madison Show and put a link to your eBay store on the ad. That's a good idea. Dollar Box, what is up? Good morning. Let's see. Are you planning on grading more cards? The PSA July special is hard to beat even as an SGC fan. I am not taking advantage of the PSA special. The only cards I want to grade are my own collection, my own Cubs PC in their pre-war or vintage. And I just want them slabbed SGC. So I'm not going to take advantage of PSA. PSA just doesn't do it for me because this is my own PC. Like I do it for the look. I like SGC much better than PSA. It is in terms of how they look slab wise. So I have no interest in PSA. And I don't grade to flip, maybe down the road, that's an avenue I decide to take, but I'm going to stay in my lane and grading, flipping grades, getting cards graded and flipping is not my lane. That's an entire different road. Beckett slabs are protos. They say we're going to get into that. We're actually doing more slab talk than I expected with this SGC and PSA talk. We're going to talk Beckett slabs too. Who's talked about Beckett slabs in the last year? The only thing people have talked about Beckett slabs in the last year has been, where's Beckett? Is Beckett even grading cards anymore? So whatever they did yesterday, it worked because people are talking. And a guy that doesn't even grade cards, that has only submitted 5 cards ever, and it was just a few days ago, titled a video after Beckett. Low Roller and Rich add in the odds. The odds of winning the $1 billion jackpot, 1 in 302 million. I don't like those odds. Jason says the odds are the same of winning, but more chances of splitting it with others. Well, then you have to share. I've seen too many movies. That doesn't work out. $2 is a small risk to say you have a chance. Sure. It just doesn't appeal to me. I mean, I know it's $2, but here's the thing, a lot of people that say it's only $2, but they do it every week. Like my parents played the lottery every freaking week. They probably spent $5-10 a month. That adds up. And I mean, this is back in the 90s when $40 a month was significantly more than it is now. And it's like you do that and you do that over time. Like, what could you have done with that $40 a month instead of piss it away on the lottery? And I just not a lottery fan. Rich says it used to be always seemingly an office share. We may go to Nolan in August. Schedule is adjusting. Keep you all posted. Hope to see you on August 27th at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. Let's see. George says, unfortunately, PSA just isn't for me anymore because after having cards there for almost a year and a half, and then they messed up labels. Jenny says, I didn't realize you got an Ernie Banks rookie. I did. When did I get it? I got it 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It was a surprise in a trade. In fact, I don't know when it came. I would put the link because I wrote a blog post about it. I think it was in 2018 Or no, I bet it was 2019. Let's see. But after 2020, I bet The Office's winnings are less. Oh, you bet definitely with how much more in-home work there is. Herman says you could get struck by lightning while being attacked by a great white before you win the mega. There's your Shark Week reference. You can lose if you do play. That is true. Frank wins. Banks for sure. I knew it. Jenny says, are you doing on-site only subs for your guy at the show, or would you mail to you and submit for me type of deal with people? Let's see. So the subs through 5-star, they do in-house, but they also take through the mail submissions, if that was your question. So yeah, so they do accept through the mail submissions. So you just mail it to them and they send it out. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's see. SGC definitely the way to go with vintage. I agree. Dollar box, what is up? Well equals no water bills. That's good. That is good. No water bills is good. I don't know if a well is good, but no water bills is good. Let's see. We have a well. My wife thinks we can't water enough. Well also equals better water for your plants. Bo gonna be out in his backyard today drilling a sand point tonight to get his lawn watered. I drop off in person to SGC bulk submitter as I am local and I pick up. Less money and stress and lightning fast turnaround times. Rich says, right now my show is limited to 25 tables. I cannot get past 30 if I use every nook and cranny. I became and I know there's enough space at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive there's plenty of nooks and crannies to utilize, but it's like I ran out of tables, but I had one guy like say, hey, I'll bring a table. I don't care where you put me. And so he brought a table. I had another dealer. They're like, can I pay for another table space? I've got a table out in the car. We made it work. And I do know I have space for one or two more spots downstairs. So the August show, I may bring my bargain boxes. I potentially have somebody to watch my table for the August 27th show. So I may set up in the downstairs Williamson ballroom. And I know along the back wall, I can squeeze in, I've got, well, I think I'm using it for my bulk stuff in the unfinished area, but I have a table and might just go to Costco, get another one as kind of like a backup, or, if I want to utilize it for other things, registrations and all that stuff. Let's see. Jenny asks, Rich, how's the wife? Let's see. T-Bag says, want to keep it all SGC. I get it. And I do. And I look at, because I have Beckett slabs. I have PSA slabs. I have some CSG. I don't think I have any HGA, fortunately. And I'm okay. Like some of them I'm okay because I got a really good deal on them. But like some of the PSA slabs where I like bought them, it's like I see them and it's like, oh man, it just doesn't fit. I like the uniformity, which normally I'm not. Like I'm not a uniformity collector. I'm sure that surprises you looking behind me, but it's just when it comes to the pre-war, it's like, oh, that doesn't fit. Or, even when I like display cards, like some of my better cards that I have on display, it's like there's 2 Beckett slabs, 2 PSA slabs, and 5 SGC slabs. And it's like, it's just not uniform. George just sent an offer on ComC for a card I've been looking at for a long while. Doubt it gets accepted, although it is above eBay comps. Mark is with us. Good morning. I have exactly 2 graded cards in my collection, Seaver and Ryan rookies. I like SGC better as well, but I sell, so I use them as well. Absolutely. Like if you're selling, I mean, you have to have PSA. Black hole Beckett. So skip a Dunkin' breakfast. There you go. I'll skip my card show breakfast next month and buy a lottery ticket. No, I'm not going to do that. Let's see. Actually skip the Starbucks foo-foo drink. I do not like Starbucks. In fact, I don't do the only coffee I do home coffee. The only time I get coffee is when I'm on the road. If I'm on the way to a car, typically now, the only time I do coffee, buy coffee, is if I'm driving to a card show, which is 2-3 times a month max. Or I guess if I'm staying somewhere, but I never do Starbucks. I am not a Starbucks foo-foo coffee drinker. I'm a gas station coffee guy. I mean, I like my gas station pizza. I like my gas station sandwiches. I like my gas station coffee. Let's see. Mark has a bunch of graded cards, but have never sent one in to be graded. That's how I was until this weekend. And now I can no longer say that. We need more likes. Less than 30% of us have smashed the like button. I think we're right at 33% now, 12 of 36. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Let's see. George hit that like button so fast that I broke my nail. Rich says I can put tables outside, but who wants to be outside when it's that hot? Great point. And here in Wisconsin, we have the best of both worlds. Hot in July and 30 below in January. In all seriousness, I think if I use another small but not main area, I can get to 25. But wants to be outside when it's that hot. No one else does. When it comes to the card show, I don't like the hot, because I'm running around and I don't like that heat and humidity. And I think that's why I had a terrible headache for a couple days early this week. And I think it was from the humidity and just running around on Saturday. But if I'm just if I'm mowing I like the heat when I'm mowing the lawn, which sounds backwards, I know, which I did mow last night, but I should probably watch my neighbor talk though. I'm mowing and I was bagging the grass clippings, and my neighbor's on the other. So Frank's on the east side, and then my other neighbor's on the west side of my house, and they were out grilling, and so I went over and I was talking to them for a few minutes, and the wife goes, "I found your eBay store, 1 million Cubs," and I'm like, she's like, "Yeah, I looked up, and it's not hard to find baseball card sellers in Verona," and I'm like, "Oh, might find my YouTube channel. I better watch which neighbors I talk about." So I don't think Frank will find me though. I don't think Frank's gonna find me, so we're safe. Let's see. Zach and Porter says you may need that table for a forthcoming garage sale before your move. I know, and I especially with this latest Goodwill pallet, it's the bulk is adding and adding and adding, and I really need to put up a Facebook post and just get rid of my bulk. But I've got to get all the bulk out of my car before I can put the bulk I don't want back into my car. And I've got a lot of bulk to go through in 11 months before the move. Rich says, thank you for asking. Her fever broke Tuesday morning. That's great to hear. Where are we at? Let's see. She got the taste back yesterday. Still more tired, but getting better every day. Good to hear. One of my vendors asked me to do the event page, and it did have an immediate effect. Definitely. And it's kind of just like it's a good like people know where to go. Which speaking of, I need to go to Beckett. Hey, speaking of Beckett, I need to go to Beckett.com and update my hours for the Madison card show because it still says 9 to 2. I was going to do that on Sunday and I forgot. But I always get people asking like, hey, what are your hours? And it's like, I'll get these messages on Facebook, and the ad is always popping. There's MadisonCardShow.com. It's on the Beckett calendar. There's a website. It's the hours are everywhere. Cooter's in the house. Good morning. All slabs are the same to my bandsaw. Rich is a McDonald's coffee guy or a Dunkin'. I prefer Dunkin'. I'll do McDonald's in a pinch. Now, when I go to the National when it's in Chicago, or if I go to the Spectacular, usually stay in the same area, which is about a 15-minute drive from Rosemont. And there's a Dunkin' and a McDonald's basically next door to each other. So if I'm there for like an extended period of time, like the National, I'm there, Wednesday through Sunday. Uh, I'll go back and forth. I'll do Dunkin' one day, McDonald's the next, back to Dunkin', back to McDonald's, and then maybe I'll do, like, I'm getting sick of fast food breakfast. I'm gonna go to the gas station because you know how I love gas station food. So I'll mix it back and forth, and that's basically just to mix up the breakfast more than the coffee. But I do, just because I know the McDonald's coffee, even though I don't like it, I'll do it. It's cheap, and it's coffee. It's basically the caffeine. Um, there is coffee's unlike pizza. Like pizza, there's no bad pizza. Coffee, there's bad coffee, but I can usually choke it down as long as it's hot or warm to hot, not cold to warm, lukewarm, whatever. Anyway, let's see. Rich says we're up to 13 of 35. Now we're at 50%. 17 of 34. I challenge you to hit the like button. Let's see. Dollarbox says, will you be at the September Green Bay show? I have not decided yet. I've not decided yet because a couple different reasons. I haven't looked at my calendar yet to see if I have anything going on. Second, if I basically the May show I broke even. And I wasted a day and a half to break even. I did it because Matt's a really good dealer at my show, so I wanted to support the promoter. But now it's like, I could go. So I'm thinking about just leaving really early. And I think that's what most people do that set up at my show from that area, is they just leave early in the morning on Saturday. So I may, if the weekend works, I may just do that instead of staying. It's nice to stay at the hotel, but it's also, when you're selling quarter cards and dollar cards, it takes a lot just to break even on the hotel cost. So I may do that. I may drive up in the morning, just wake up super early. I'm a morning person anyway. Just wake up a little earlier than normal. And I'll probably do quarter boxes. If I do, I did okay with the dollar boxes at Green Bay. And I basically did what I expected to do, which I thought I was happy to break even. Normally that's not what the goal is, but I knew, based on the hotel expense, that was going to eat into most of my profit. So I was okay with breaking even because I was doing the show, out of support for a friend and a fellow dealer and somebody who's been good to me at my show. So I'll have to look at that date and see if that works. Baseball card curmudgeon in the house. Good morning to you. Royals 417. What's up? Long time no see. When you have a Casey's 6 blocks from the house, you have everything you need. Ain't that the truth? Although the nearest Casey's to me now is, what is it? It's a pretty short. It's 10 minutes. It's 5 miles, 6 miles, but they're like so inconsistent. Like, I know they have staff issues. Their pizza, like if I go to order a pizza, like lately it's been a 2-hour wait. So I'll drive like a half an hour. The next closest Casey's to me is 30 minutes in Belleville, Wisconsin. So it's a nice scenic country drive. But it's like, within 30 minutes in Madison, there is a lot of great pizza options, a lot of great restaurant options. And here I am driving 30 minutes to a gas station to pick up a pizza. That's how much I like Casey's Taco Pizza. Dollarbox says we could do another Dollarbox challenge up here, have a longer time frame this time. Maybe I'll just go up to the show and not be a dealer. I don't know. I'll think about that. See which option works. Let's see. Rich says if it's that hot, keep hydrated. I bet you did not drink enough liquids while running your show. Yeah, here's what tends to happen when I run a show is I'll drink my coffee in the morning, and then I'll drink like 3 or 4 bottles of water like within 2 hours. But then I don't drink anything the rest of, and then I get sidetracked and I'm running all over the place. And so I don't drink any water from like 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So I think you're right. And then this past Saturday, so I didn't drink any water after like 10 a.m. And then I go to the Old Fashioned with Dan, and I did slam a water when we got there, and then drank a couple beers, and then I got home, drank a couple more beers. So I think you're right. I was dehydrated. Let's see. Jenny says, did you raise your mower deck since you can't water no more? I did not. I just normal mowing deck size. Let's see. Rich says the saddest thing for Bo is just about my whole show is value boxes. That's music to my ears. Let's see. Well, if your neighbors find you, at least you already got a for sale sign going out soon. Dollar Box agrees. Starbucks is gross. First thing I did was make sure the Beckett listing was created. That was same here. First thing I did was the Beckett listing, and then from there, I think I had the Beckett listing up before the website was even posted. I'm updating my list of places to publicize the show. Rich, does your show have a web page? TCDB has show listings, but it has to have a web page. The other day I stopped at Dunkin' through the drive-in. The guy kept offering me chocolate donuts. I told him he could give it to me if it were free, right? It's like, no, I don't want your donuts. Got hooked on Dutch Brothers coffee when my daughter was at the University of Oregon. I don't know. I'm sure I've had Dutch Brothers. Is that are they like a Northwest? Where did I hear Dutch Brothers? Oh, it was on Chasing Cardboard. Ty was talking about it on Chasing Cardboard. I just finished the episode this morning, the last few minutes of the episode. But I've only been to the north, like the Pacific Northwest, a handful of times. I'm sure I've had Dutch Brothers coffee when I was up there. Let's see. Herman says I've got a show interview Monday that has me completely terrified, and I don't know why. If that's not a tease. Oh, Herman, I'm excited. George drinks iced coffee in the summer because it's too sweaty everywhere. I am not. I don't do iced coffee. In fact, it usually happens probably twice a summer where I'll order a coffee at like Dunkin' or McDonald's, and they'll give me an iced coffee, and I'm like, I didn't order an iced coffee. And they're like, oh, well, it's hot. I assumed you wanted an iced coffee. No, I don't want an iced coffee. I want a coffee. If I wanted an iced coffee, I would have ordered an iced coffee. I ordered a coffee. A coffee is hot. An iced coffee is cold. So it's like twice a year it happens. Twice a year. And here in Wisconsin, it's like summer is like 3-4 months. So it's like not twice a year. It's twice a quarter. Let's see. Jenny asks Herman, what do you mean a show interview? Let's see. Where are we at here? Rich, why don't you just trade tables? If Green Bay guy does your show, you do his. His show is not regular. So I do have a trade out with Rockford because I do the Rockford show every month. They come up and we do a trade out. Green Bay he just had a May show. So we just kept it like exchange. Here's my $100. Here's your $100. So we traded cash. But his show is not regular and I'm not a regular, I don't know if I'm going to do his show. So in September. So, let's see. Rich says, I know you can't do every show, but do whatever works for you. A ton of great hole-in-the-wall pizza options here in Plano. Jenny says, we have 2 Casey's in our city of 5,000 people. We have 2 other Casey's within 15 minutes, and we are a small town. You're a big city. Well, Casey's is bigger in small towns. Casey's is not big in Wisconsin. It's not like you won't find Casey's in cities. You're going to find them in the small towns. That's why they're in like Verona and Belleville and wherever else, like down south, southern Wisconsin. But like in Illinois, it was like every small town had a Casey's. Even some of the bigger cities had Casey's, but they weren't like as prominent. They were more common in small towns. Let's see. There's not a single Casey's in Madison. Let's see. Cooter says Casey's just bought out Circle K here, so I have 2 within a half mile. Still have not had their pizza. Cooter, come on, man. Have some taco pizza from Casey's. Victor says I'm going to have to try Casey's coffee this weekend. Amboy, Illinois. Victor, that's near my old stomping grounds. Amboy's maybe 30 minutes from where I grew up. So you're going to be way out in the boonies, in the boondocks. Amboy, Illinois. The Clippers, Amboy High School. Let's see. Zach and Porter is asking $Box, what's your Twitter handle? I promote your show on there and I tag you if you want. Rich says I don't have a web page, but TCDB did accept my Facebook events page. Rich said we had an email conversation on exactly that point. Very, very cool. Dutch Brothers is now all over Phoenix. Nice. Herman must be having Dr. Jim on to see if he can avoid getting tongue-tied again as he was on Hobby Online. Rich says I never drink iced coffee. I've had iced coffee, but it's just not my thing. Let's see. Jenny says, I hope no one is taking a shot every time Bo says coffee. Iced coffee waters it down. Rich says, and if you are a place to eat, each iced coffee gets charged for, but hot coffee is usually refilled. Oh, hey. I didn't even think of that. Just like Dairy Queen here in Texas, we have a few in the suburbs, but huge in the small towns. Let's see. Herman says for someone else's show, Jenny, and I bet you're on to something, Jenny. I bet Herman is being interviewed by Dr. James Beckett. I bet that's what it is. Because Dr. Beckett even mentioned on that Hobby Hotline episode that I think he even mentioned I have to have Herman on. Rich says racetrack now doing pizza here, so that's how I can get gas station pizza. Victor says I have a lot at Woodhaven Campground in Sublette. Oh, very nice. I'm out there on the weekends. Very cool. Let's see. If you haven't watched Zach and P's latest Turn Back the Clock episode, you have to. Porter won the internet with, well, the internet wasn't invented then. Let's see. George says my local shop does one refill, hot or cold per visit, different coffee culture in Korea. Let's talk Beckett. So Beckett is all the talk at the National. And I mentioned earlier in this show, a year ago, 2 years ago, it's like, nobody's talking about Beckett. What's Beckett doing? Nobody's talking about Beckett. So maybe they make a splash the first day of the National by design, even though it's like leading to all sorts of confusion. So what happened was the first I saw was a retweet from those those back pages on Twitter. And basically he had some pictures of Beckett slabs, which look new. These are the new BGS slabs. No joke. And basically everybody crapped on the new Beckett slabs. But are they new slabs? Beckett replied and says that is not, all caps, not the new Beckett slab. What? But not only did they have it, I have the wrong Beckett website up. Not only did they have huge poster-sized new slabs, but they have a new website, new.beckett.com, with those same slabs on the website. So those back pages replied to Beckett, then what's with the huge poster-sized images of these slabs on your corporate booth? Heck, the avatar you are using here matches the one on the new flip. Auburn 35 chimes in. Also, their new website hiding these, quote, not new slabs also includes new label descriptions. Is everything presented just mock-up? Appears Beckett will be dropping the white paper labels and providing some consistency, giving everything 9 and below a silver label. Let's see. And then there's a lot of just opinions on the new slabs, most of which nobody liked. So Beckett then, Beckett Collectibles, where are we at here? Oh, I have the wrong link up. Here we go. So Beckett Collectibles 8 hours ago tweeted out, seems to be some confusion about the supersized slabs we have on display at booth 1844. They are not, again, not is all capitalized. They are not our new slabs. We're actually giving away 2 of them on Sunday. So I think they're meaning the actual supersized slabs. And then they're doing a giveaway. But that's it. There was no other explanation. But you see in the thumbnail to this video, the Michael Jordan in that not new slab. Well, what the hell is it? What is Beckett doing? Beckett, what are you doing? Well, what are they doing? They're creating a lot of chatter. People are talking about Beckett. I don't know if they meant to do this. They created a lot of confusion, but they're creating a lot of chatter. People are talking about Beckett. It's almost like the intended, unintentional error cards, like, did they actually mean to release the Billy Ripken 89 Fleer F-Face card? Did that really get by? Oops. It was an oopsie. Now we're going to black it out. The Alex Gordon rookie card, non-rookie card, rookie card. Was that intentional or was it to drive hype? Because people were clamoring for 89 Fleer. People were clamoring for, 2006 tops, 2007 tops with the Alex Gordon issue. Beckett's creating a lot of chatter. People are talking about Beckett again. It's been a long time since people have talked about Beckett slabs, and now they are. Now, was this intended to create confusion, to create chatter, and people are talking about Beckett day one at the National, or was this a big oopsie and 90% of the people hated the new look and they had to take a back step? Maybe their new CEO or whoever makes these decisions looked at all the firestorm on Twitter and on social media. Everybody hates these slabs. He hates these slabs. That's a really terrible Steve Martin from The Jerk right there. He hates these cans. Did they backstep? Everybody hates these slabs. Back to the drawing board. Oh, no. Just kidding. These are not NOT capitalized exclamation point. These are not new slabs. Just joking. What are they then? What the hell are they? Why would you create not new slabs, take them to the biggest hobby event of the year, people are talking about you, and then backstep and say, oh, nope, these are not the new slabs, and not even explain what they are? I mean, what seems to be some confusion about the supersized slabs we have. These are not our new slabs. Now, are they meaning that's the only tweet they've responded with? Do they mean the supersized slabs? Like they're not going to be supersized? And I don't know what the supersized slabs are. Like, are they 6 feet tall or are they just slightly larger than the old slabs, than the standard slabs? I don't know. I don't know what that means. But for me, like sitting at home, seeing these tweets, I have no idea what the hell's going on. And apparently neither does anyone else. And probably neither does Beckett, because they're not, it's like, these are not new slabs. Well, I just tweeted the link, new.beckett.com. Well, again, I was on the Beckett page. Hopefully they don't take the Madison Card Show ad down after I'm, what the hell are you doing? But this new site, new.beckett.com, and it's got that not new slab, Lionel Messi, right there at the top. Well, what do you mean that's not your new slab? Why are you promoting it at the National and on your new website? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out more today. But at the very least, people are talking about Beckett again. So I guess that's something to go on. Herman's busted. He's talking to Dr. Beckett on Monday. Speaking of Beckett, Herman is talking to the inventor of Beckett, Dr. James. Let's see. Card Hobbyist says some of the best homemade biscuits can be found at country gas stations in the South. I'm probably going to eat my weight in country gas station biscuits in a week. Let's see. Cooter says, George says they are getting publicity. Yeah, they're getting a ton of publicity. Nobody knows what's going on, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe, I don't know. Was it intentional to create this confusion, or was it an oopsie? Like, oh crap, people don't like our slabs. Let's go back to the drawing board and say, oh, just kidding. Just kidding. We spent all this money on this, and they're not the new slabs. But at the very least, yes, they are creating publicity and people are talking about Beckett again. And maybe that drives up demand for the old slabs. Say, oh, these are not the new slabs. We're going to, and you know, it might, some people might say, oh yeah, I do like those old slabs. I want to submit because I like those old slabs. I don't know. It's a weird situation. Who had on your national bingo card that Beckett would be the most talked about thing / company at the national day one? Who knows what's day two? This is the first full day today. What's going to happen? And actually, the doors are about to open for the VIPs here in a few minutes. What's going to be all the chatter today? Day 2 at the National. Cooter says, I bet there was an all-nighter at Beckett last night to come up with their, quote, new slab after their not really slab was crapped on. I think that might be the case, because I don't think you would go through all of the if this was intentional to create confusion and chatter, it worked, but it's like, why? Like, it just seems like a lot of maybe it's not a lot of expense. I don't know, but it just seems like a really weird way to go about it. But again, if your ultimate goal was to create confusion and talk, it worked. But it's kind of a weird way to go about it. Jenny says Beckett is getting them advertisement because everyone is talking. They watched Backyard Breaks. Right. Well, at least they're at least this is a little different situation, but yeah, people are talking. Any publicity is good publicity. Cooter says not the right type of hype. I agree with that. People are talking about how long until Beckett is gone, which that's kind of been like, you know, that's kind of been the chatter for like, when is Beckett just going to throw in the towel on grading? You know, from the numbers that are reported, it seems like people are still submitting with grading, but nobody talks about Beckett slabs. I rarely see Beckett slabs on tables at card shows. So I don't know. Zach and Porter says they are playing out that Homer Simpson gif backing into the shrubbery. Exactly. Oops, nobody likes our slabs. Let's go back into the bushes and redesign. Cliff says Beckett was only good when I was in 6th and 7th grade. Beckett was king, man. Beckett was king back in the day. Up until probably when? Well, probably until even into, I guess late 90s, early 2000s. That's when Beckett kind of just, although I was like on the Beckett forums, like Beckett was still like Beckett as late as like 2007, 8, somewhere in that era, because man, the Beckett forums were great. But the website hasn't been redesigned since. But man, Beckett was king in the 80s. Beckett was king through most of the 90s, probably all of the 90s. You know, by the early 2000s, the magazine was becoming antiquated with more and more, eBay. I don't think we used the word comps on cards back then. I know we didn't, but we used prices, I guess. What's the latest sales or prices? But then, yeah, since the mid 2000s, it's just been there. Let's see. Where are we at? George says, well, a lot of people hating slabs have Nat Turner slabs so deep down. Anyone here other than that 70s use Beckett OPG? Jenny says, got to head out. We're putting a new front door in today. Crossing fingers it goes good. Worst case scenario, I put up a piece of plywood and call someone, right? I avoid the, I mean, hell, I couldn't even take my ball wall down without putting a huge hole in the wall. So it's like, oh, just call Paul. He's the handyman. Let's see. Bearded Bookworm asked Jenny what her eBay store is. Rich says, where's Rich? The vendors are already in the room about Beckett being big at the National. Good luck, Jenny. Did a new front door last year. It's a big project. Beckett ain't going nowhere. They are still making money. The forums were still ruling until 2008. Yeah, I was on the Beckett forums until about that time. And then I stepped away. That's probably about the time I kind of left the hobby for a few years. I still, from 2008 to 2012, I dabbled. And then 2012, that's when I started buying blasters here and there. And I think I bought my first bulk lot. It wasn't a collection. It was a bulk lot from an antique shop in 2012. And that was fun. Me and my buddy Dave, who's actually in Atlantic City, he's probably waiting in line to get in the doors right now as we speak. In fact, I did get some FOMO yesterday. He called me. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? He's like, I'm just sitting here at the singles club. And I'm like, oh, FOMO. I want to be sitting at the singles club buying dollar baseball cards for those that are not aware what the singles club is. But yeah, we bought a table out from an antique shop and split it in half. We went halvesies, took it all back to my house and sat in the living room. And there was a set that he wanted, like a 96 tops complete, unopened set. There was something that I wanted. So it's like, okay, here's your pick. Here's my pick. And then we just did a draft back and forth. It was a lot of fun. Let's see. Better call Paul handyman service, right? Oh, better call Paul. I didn't even think of that. Just call Paul. Jenny says I would do it for free if I lived closer. Cliff says if you have good enough 12 gauge, you don't need a door. Beckett forums still have the same design since 2008. Right. Yeah. The website hasn't changed in 20 years. Doors are expensive. We used Pella for new back door and back door, then just signed a contract for a new garage entry door. They are 3 months out on projects, but need money down to get price. Yeah. We're going through with the new house. We're having to garage door, windows. We're having to order all that stuff now. So it'll be ready when the renovations begin and start going in the January through March, May. Cooter says Kodak made money until they didn't. Beckett's products are becoming irrelevant and the slab gate doesn't help. And Zach adds front and back door. By the way, I think, let me check. So Dollar Box is in here. Let's see. You messaged me. I was, so Dollar Box, in case you were wondering, we were messaging back and forth last night. I fell asleep at some point. And it's live. It is live. Hey, the Dollar Box Challenge is now live on YouTube. I'm going to open up another window here. Let's see. Actually, Adam, if you're still here, I'll let you probably have it faster than I can grab it. Although, let me see if I hit, it's popped up right on the main page. Let's see. So the Dollar Box Challenge is live. It is on YouTube. Here it is, the link. Boom. The Dollar Box Challenge. I want you, if you're watching this, whenever you're watching this, I want you to vote who had the better cards in the end. Who won the Dollar Box Challenge? All things being equal, who got the better deal for, and I guess Adam spent less money than me. He spent, what, $16, I think? I spent all 20 of mine. So who had the better outcome? Dollar Box Challenge. There's the link. Check it out. So Adam, I apologize for not messaging back last night because I fell asleep. So I'll get back to you. Let's see. George says, you said I'm going to open another window and all I saw was a blur. your Wi-Fi can't handle stress. I know I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 windows open. So it's bogging down my internet. So that's what I had today. What is Beckett doing? Nobody knows. Maybe we'll find out today. Will Beckett clarify or add to the confusion? I guess we'll find out. Day 2 of the National. And I'll probably be talking, even though I'm not there, I'm not in Atlantic City, I'll be talking about the National because, well, what else is there to talk about? So I'm excited. This is probably the height of my National FOMO will be today because it's the first full day. So today my FOMO will be running wild like Hulkamania. So have a great day. Thank you, Herman. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, please. Also, hit up the Dollar Box channel. And the link to the Dollar Box Challenge is now live. So go ahead and click that link and watch the Dollar Box Challenge. Have a great Thursday, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.